In the Star Wars universe, Sith Lords traditionally adopt pretty intimidating titles. Names can reveal a lot, and many creators are very particular when it comes to naming their characters. I'm Greg Elliott with Screen Rant, and let's take a look at what influenced George Lucas and the history behind some of the most iconic Sith names.
It's impossible to locate the ship. It's out of our range.
Not full of Sith.
So let's first go into the origins of the terms Darth and Sith. The word Sith was first used in the 1976 novelization of A New Hope, but didn't appear in the movies until The Phantom Menace. George Lucas is also known to be a fan of classic pulp sci-fi, and there is a race of large insects called the Sith in Edgar Rice Burroughs' John Carter stories, so that could play into it, but there's also the sound of the word Sith, which sounds a lot like a snake's hiss, which have had evil connotations in many stories going all the way back to the Bible. As for Darth, George himself has said it's a variation of the word dark, and kind of like how Sir is used for knights, Darth became a title for Sith Lords, which makes sense when you consider that Vader was once a knight of an ancient order.
So you came back to die with your city?
No. I came back to stop you.
Oops, wrong Bane, sorry. Darth Bane was an ancient Sith who instituted the Rule of Two, which said that there should ever only be two Sith at any given time, a master and an apprentice. The word Bane means a cause of great distress, death and destruction, and can also mean poison, curse, and woe. So it's hardly a mystery how this particular Sith Lord got his name, because in many ways, he was the bane of the Jedi's existence. Darth Revan was originally introduced in the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic video game, and thanks to the official Rise of Skywalker visual dictionary, is now confirmed to be a part of Star Wars canon. Now, although the origin of the name Revan isn't totally clear, it very well might be a variation of the French word revanche, which means revenge or retaliation. Darth Plagueis was Emperor Palpatine's master, and at first glance, his name seems to be a derivative of the word plague, but it might also come from the 5th century theologian Pelagius, who was branded a heretic by the Roman Catholic Church, kind of like Darth Plagueis was by the Jedi Council for his heretical obsessions on stopping death and living forever.
I hear a new apprentice you have, Emperor. Or should I call you Darth Sidious?
Darth Sidious is the Sith Lord named for Emperor Palpatine, the man behind the Clone Wars and the end of the Galactic Republic. His name is pretty clearly a play on the word insidious, which means seductive, treacherous, and having a gradual and cumulative effect, so it's likely that Sidious was chosen to reflect Palpatine's dark role in the prequel trilogy and his slow roll manipulation of Anakin Skywalker.
This is my apprentice, Darth Maul.
Before Anakin, though, Palpatine mentored the Zabrak warrior known as Darth Maul. Like him, the verb to maul is violent, meaning to mangle and bruise. The word maul, M-A-L, in many languages means bad or evil, and the noun maul is a type of hammer, which could allude to Maul's role as a fighter and a weapon of Palpatine's. Jedi Master Dooku, Darth Sidious' second apprentice, was given the name Darth Tyrannus, a name inspired by the word tyrant, which comes from the Latin word tyrannia or tyrannos. So it seems that his name was meant to suggest that he wasn't a weapon like Maul, but rather a cruel leader capable of leading a political movement against the Republic and the Jedi Order.
A young Jedi named Darth Vader, who was a pupil of mine until he turned to evil. He betrayed and murdered your father.
And of course, we're ending with Darth Vader, the first big bad of Star Wars and one of the most famous villains of all time. Although George Lucas has claimed that Vader came from the Dutch word for father, we also know that he didn't initially plan for Vader to actually be Luke's father until writing The Empire Strikes Back, so that obviously wasn't the plan from the get-go. So, Vader could be a reference to the word invader, but in The Secret History of Star Wars, author Michael Kaminsky claims that Vader was actually chosen because it was the last name of a bully at Lucas's school. Now, we may never know for sure, but no matter its origins, Vader certainly sounds imposing, and it's hard to imagine calling the Dark Lord of the Sith by any other name. Alright, that's it for this one, guys. I'm Greg Elliott. Thanks for watching Screen Rant, and make sure to keep coming back to us for more on everything going on in a galaxy far, far away. See ya.